Hello, and welcome to Not Just Books, the library's monthly show about what's happening at the library. Welcome, and I'm Dolores Greenwald, the Executive Director. If you want to find out why I have this odd-looking t-shirt on, you'll have to stay with us because we've got some special guests. We have Jeffie and Debbie with us to talk about the love of reading and books. So sit back and relax and think about your favorite book, and we will be right back. Welcome back. I'm so pleased to have with me today Jeffie Nicholson. She is our Adult Services Manager at the main library here on Columbia Avenue, and we are going to talk about celebrating the love of reading and some special events coming up around that. So, hi, Jeffie.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're one of our regular features on the show. We always have something good to talk about.
Yes.
We are both wearing these green I Am Book t-shirts. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about why we're wearing them today?
Well, October is National Book Month, and it's a monthly event that was started by the National Book Foundation and has been ongoing. And of course, since we're a library, we kind of pick these things up. And it's also National Reading Group Month, so we're all about books in October. That's
excellent. It's a natural fit. So if you come in and see us during the month, some of us will have these t-shirts on, so now you'll know the inside story as to why we're wearing them. So tell us, Jeffie, how we're going to celebrate National Book Month at the library.
Well, we are talking about the different ways that you can get books at the library. So anybody can come by who's a resident of Williamson County, show us some proof of residency, which usually is a driver's license with your address on it. But we're pretty much easy about it. We want everybody to have their library card. Bring a utility bill, lease agreement, a postmarked, stamped envelope that's been sent to you at the address, has your name on it, and we will try to get you a library card. And anyone who's 4 or older can get a library card with us and check out up to 25 items, which includes books, audiobooks, ebooks, and even magazines, because we have the digital magazine database through Zenio.
Well, it's a lot of fun, especially watching the younger kids get their own library card, because it's so important to them. It's something that is theirs, and and they love reading, and it's such a sweet moment to see these little kids get their library cards.
Yeah, and you wouldn't believe how empowered they are, because now they're going to make their own decisions about what they're checking out on that card.
Yeah, that's true.
But we do advise with young children that you set a basket aside, put those books in them, because they will wander off, and then next thing you know, you're owing 10 cents a day on a book that your house has eaten.
That's true. And also, too, if you have young kids that haven't learned to read or just beginning to learn to read, you have a tendency to check out a lot you
Yes, you want the opportunity there.
So you have arms full, so they're kind of hard to keep up with.
And the beginning books have the word list at the back, and we have a whole section for beginning readers in our children's department.
Yes. And
they have the controlled vocabulary, and they can be tiny. They're just little speedy squares, so they can slip away anywhere. And we know.
We do, and we love our patrons, and we're always willing to work with them and make sure they can get the books that they're looking for. Now, we talked a little bit about print books, but we have, in today's digital climate, we have all kind of various ways to read. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I brought the iPad here, and it has some of our databases on it. We have Libby, Total Books. Overdrive is the older version of Libby, and it will, I don't know, in a year or two be going away. And we're going to all be using Libby, which is really cute. It has the little girl on it that looks like she's reading a book.
Oh, that is cute.
So we're all learning how to use the new database. And it's a little bit easier actually once you get used to it, but it's a change like all the others. But we have Libby for the Overdrive, Tennessee Reads ebooks, and we add to that database ourselves. So there are books in there just for Williamson Countyans. We have Total Books, which is another database with different offerings in it. And it has books that once you've read a certain percentage, we buy the book and it's yours to keep. And RB Digital has the audio books in it and the digital magazines. And we've even started with press books and selfie, so local authors can come in, upload their books, and if they choose to, share them with the library.
We've had a couple of programs about press books, and we're going to have a few more. We're going to promote it to the local authors because we have so many local authors here in Tennessee, in Williamson County.
Well, it's fun to be part of that continuous loop that we're helping create books and we're helping provide books, and it's all free with your library card.
We have also local authors collection.
Yes, and
that we started building years ago before I became the director, and so we continue to add to that collection as well as we get copies from local authors.
yeah, that was a bit with the Council for the Written Word, which is no longer in existence, but they helped and they gave away awards too. And we give away the Janice Keck Awards, and we got our winners.
We just did that. Yeah, we're going to have a reception for the winners. Hopefully we'll schedule a date this week, but you'll be hearing more about that later. So, what about magazines? I mean, we've got various ways now to look at magazines too.
Well, there's the Zenio app right now for magazines, but the vendor from which we get the digital magazines and the audiobooks is actually merging those two databases, and we're going to have just RB Digital, one app which we use to get our magazines and our e-audiobooks, which has adults, and there's a huge juvenile collection in that database that we provide. So that's coming. They're still working on it, and in the next 3 months, I want to say 3 to 6 months, it's supposed to be good to go. So we're excited about that. Anything that makes it easier to get books in our hands as well as everybody else's.
That's true. And also we have for the little ones, we have tumble books.
We have tumble books. I love tumble books.
Yeah, I do too.
Tumble books is great because it will read the book to the child on the computer, and it will highlight the word as it's reading it, so it helps with that eye focus to the word and the word recognition and some of those basic literacy skills. We also, I don't know if you remember, we did a collaboration with some of the local schools, and they've gotten tumble books at a discount.
Yes,
so we're real excited
exciting.
about that. They sent us an email saying that tumble books used in our database alone, provided through the library, had gone up over 200% in August.
Excellent.
It's like, yes.
Yeah, school librarians like to use tumble books.
It's awesome.
Because it's good for, like you said, eye recognition with words, but also helps save their throats during story time too.
Well, they have those fancy smart boards and things, so they can put it up on the wall and
That's
the whole
right.
class enjoy it together.
So, what about some of our book groups that we have?
Well, we have 2 book groups. We have our Literary Ladies book group, which meets on the 3rd Monday of each month, and so they just did West with the Night in September, and they're going to be doing One Summer, America 1927 by Bill Bryson on October 16th, and Readers of the Broken Wheel recommend by Katrina Bivard. In November, and the Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat.
Oh my
Sounds
goodness.
good. And our Best Reads book club, it meets on the 3rd Thursday of each month, and they're an afternoon group. They meet at 1 p.m., whereas the 3rd Monday, the Literary Ladies meet at 6 p.m. So for the afternoon group, they just finished The Sympathizer, and they're going to be reading The Color of Water, and they're meeting on October 19th by James McBride. And then The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna on November 16th, and Above the Waterfall by Ron Rash on December 21st. So right before Christmas. So you've got a little bit of time to get the reading done and come join us.
You know, I think if you enjoy reading, book groups or book clubs are really a good way to share your enthusiasm about reading. And the thing about book clubs in reading, you can get very opinionated about what you're reading. You can either love it or hate it, and you're just as passionate if you dislike the book for whatever reason, or just as passionate as if you love the book. So book groups are good to let people share their enthusiasm of reading.
And it's a way to expand your knowledge
That's
of the
right.
literature and what's available and world experiences, because sometimes that's the only way we learn about what other people in the world are living through, is through literature, both fiction and nonfiction.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't travel everywhere. But
Wouldn't it be nice?
with books, you can.
And remember, we have reading book kits.
That's true.
For book clubs
That's
and
true.
all, as small as 4 books in a kit, up to 10 copies in a kit, with a guide for book clubs for discussion. So we like to try to support our local book clubs, because several of the subdivisions in our area, in different churches and places, have their own book clubs.
That's one of the first things I noticed when I moved here, was that there's numerous book groups. So there's a real joy of reading here in Williamson County.
Yes.
We also, real quickly, have our Writers Critique group.
Yes, that meets the first Saturday and the third Saturday. And that's 10:30 to 12:30. It's just bring your own coffee, bring your work, and it's gentle critiques. Everybody shares.
Oh, it's a very sweet group of people.
And they're very nice.
And you can come, and if you want to share your writing, you can. If you don't, you just want to listen to others, you can do that too. So it's very good. And to find out more from about our reading adventures, tell us what our website is.
It is wcpltn.org. So Williamson County Public Library in Tennessee .org.
And one good way too to keep up with what we are doing is to subscribe to our newsletter too.
Right, yes. If you go to visit our website, you can click on contact or e-newsletter and go to the newsletter page and subscribe it. You can call us at 615-595-1243 and press 1, and you'll get me or one of our other librarians at the reference desk, and we'll take your email address and sign you up for it. And that gives you a list of the weekly events, some of the special services like press books and anything unique that we have going on. And
It's just an easy way to stay informed
Yes.
with what we're doing. So thanks again
Thank
for
you.
coming. It's always fun to have you here. We've always got some interesting things to talk about when we get together. And thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Continuing our theme of National Book Month and loving to read, I have the privilege of having today on the show Debbie Eades. Debbie is the president of the Friends of the Williamson County Public Library. And she's been president for a while. She'll tell you it's because nobody else wants to do it. But I also think she enjoys it too. Welcome, Debbie. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you. Good to be here.
The Friends group has always got something going on. But you've got quite a bit coming down the pike.
Oh, yeah.
Starting with, and I love the t-shirt, starting with Boo Books. So let's talk a little bit about Boo Books.
Yeah, I've got my my Halloween shirt on. And we got an idea. Actually, we totally stole it from the Memphis Library, and it was called Boo, Books with Friends. And the idea is to get the children to the library and give them free candy and free books for Halloween. So they trick or treat at the library, and that will be October 28th. That's a Saturday, from 2 to 4. And when we started it, it of course was a wonderful received project with the community, and it is on the same day as Pumpkin Fest. It doesn't seem to matter. A lot of the kids that are going to come to the library They come anyway, so it doesn't matter.
They may go on their way down or on
on
their
the way back. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
And what we were so happy with was that the kids were more excited about the books than they were the candy.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you
That's
don't get
excellent.
books at Pumpkin Fest, and you don't get books when you go trick-or-treating. and I will put a shout-out to Ingram Content Group for donating. And these are brand new books. These are not our used books. These are new. And so the kids are just so excited. So from 2 to 4 on a Saturday, on October 28th, that's the Saturday before Halloween. And it's for the friends, it's fun. We usually kind of dress up. I forgot my hat today, but I thought it probably wouldn't fit my witch hat in the long, it have to be a wide shot here. So
Now, come on, you guys have as much fun as the kids do.
yeah, you know
Y'all
what, we
love
really
it.
do. You're right, we do. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's fun.
But we've been doing it for several years now.
Yeah, this is about, I think, maybe the 4th year that we've done it, if I'm not mistaken. But we did totally take that idea from the Memphis library that we got from the Friends of the Tennessee Libraries on a convention we went to. And it's always good to pick up ideas from other chapters, and that was one of them. And it actually got people to the library that never had gone to the library, or they maybe never went to the children's part of the library, because it's you got to go past the children's department. Now, while they're there, the other thing we found out was they check out a lot of books.
Oh, yeah.
So that got people.
They want more. They
want
get
more.
one and
They
they
get
want
one
more.
and they want to get some more. Yeah, isn't that great?
Well, that's good. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's pretty awesome. So we hope to continue it, and it's probably one of the easiest projects we do. We have to decorate and then we have to undecorate, pretty quick there, but that's okay. We do okay.
Well, November, we were talking about October being National Book Month. November is National Picture Book Month.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's
this
right.
ties into your next book sale.
Yeah, the book sale's always exciting. Everybody loves that book sale.
And that's in November.
It is. The dates on that, let me tell you, that's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, that being Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Thursday, the 2nd, is the members-only preview sale. So if you're a member of Friends, which is a very cheap thing to be, it's $15 for an individual for an entire year.
That's a bargain.
That is very much a bargain, and $25 for your whole family. And then we have, if you want to be a bigger supporter, we have, you can donate more. But that is on Thursday evening from 5 to 7. You get to come in. That's very calm. It's just the Friends members. You're not like in a huge
It's before
crowd.
all the chaos.
Yeah, it's for the chaos. Friday morning's a little chaotic, not too bad, but that's the busy day. And then Saturday, it's not quite as busy, but it's busy. Then Sunday is the $5 bag sale. And speaking of chaos, that is total chaos, but it's a lot of fun. But for $5, you get this big old bag of books. I mean, and it doesn't matter what you put in there. It's whatever's
it
in
is.
that sale. It's $5. So people love that. So they come back. What they do is they usually come back, even though if they've been to the sale from the Saturday, Friday or Saturday, they come back on Sunday because that stuff might still be there and it might not.
Well, one of the things that the Friends group has started doing is somewhere around the Summer Reading Club kickoff, you have a special book sale.
Well, it started out that way. It started out to be just a children's book sale in May.
Yes.
And that sort of made that great for summer reading. Well, it got so popular and we started getting so many great donations from the patrons and the people of Williamson County. We found it necessary to have another full book sale. So what that does is not only to have the children's books in there, it also has adult books, because everybody's going on vacation. You love to buy those inexpensive books to take with you, especially a paperback or a soft-cover book.
Just in case they get damaged at the beach.
Well, it's 50 cents for a paperback. Those not a trade paperback, but the pocket paperbacks.
Uh-huh.
And the trade paperbacks are only $2. So if you drop it in the swimming pool, you haven't lost a lot of money. And so people just really love those. And so, if you go into the bag sale, those 50-cent paperbacks, you can't believe how many you get in a bag. That's just crazy. So, yeah, book sale. Put that on your calendar. Yeah, that's good.
And one thing that the group does, and I think is good, is you plan your whole year of book sales, so that people that are following when we're having a book sale will be able to know, oh, okay, I'm out of town this one, but I can come to this one.
Yeah, and
so
that sort of does that. Sometimes they have read all of the ones that they have by the next book sale and some not. And of course, if you're a book lover, it doesn't matter whether you read all those books. You're going to come to the book sale anyway because you're going to get more. And we got some great donations. I mean, they're fantastic. Now, let's tell them this.
Okay.
Because if you miss a book sale, we have an Amazon store, and
That's
you can
true.
get on the Amazon store
Absolutely.
and buy, and some of those are kind of out there. I don't know. They're kind of different titles, but we sell those all over the country. And the other thing is we have a little Friends bookstore. It's kind of a little kiosk over there on the first floor in the rotunda. And those books sell for the very same price as they do at the book sale. We don't have a $5 bag sale over there, but we have those same prices. So that's an honor system. You just put your little money in the little honor box and
there's
come
all
anytime.
different kinds. I mean, you've got your fiction bestsellers, you've got nonfiction. A lot of it I've noticed is when I look to see what's there is popular material.
Yes.
You know, a lot of them are bestsellers.
Yeah,
so.
they really are. And one of the best sellers, this is funny, the ladies were telling me that we have 2 ladies basically that run that, plus the treasurer. And those ladies run that, and they've pretty much done their own book sale for that. That's going to count up to be almost what we used to make for one book sale. They're doing great. And so what they told me the other day was their best seller is cookbooks.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that
People
funny?
love cookbooks.
And the kids' books. Now, the children's books, they're always gone, and they have to replenish them a lot. But, gosh, we're really glad that anybody comes in there, and because sometimes your schedule just doesn't work out for the book sale.
Well, if you haven't seen the area, the little kiosk area, next time you come to the main library on Columbia, take a look at it. And see what happens to the money that's donated to the Friends. A lot of people don't know that they might realize that the Friends is a support organization for the library, but they may not know where the money goes. So tell people a little bit about where the money goes.
Okay, well, the Friends are totally all volunteer. We do not have any paid employees at all. I wish, because I would make a fortune if I was a paid employee. But
especially if you were hourly.
If I was an hourly employee,
you'd
that's
make
right.
a ton of money.
I would really make, but I don't make anything. So darn. And so anyway, we don't have anybody paid, and so all of that money that comes in, except for expenses, and we do have to have some when we have insurance and we have to buy equipment sometimes. That's the only thing that comes out of there. We donate all of the money back to the library to buy books and DVDs, any kind of material that you all see fit. And also, I think they also do some licensing with ebooks, which are very expensive, where you and I can go on Amazon and get a $12 book. Those at the library are $40 for a license.
More,
They're very expensive.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because a lot of people think that the library pays the same price for ebooks as you do as an individual. And that's not true.
Not
we pay
at all.
Often a lot more than that.
It's very expensive. And the other thing that we do with our money that we raise is sometimes there are librarians that are taking classes and they're not covered by the county budget, and they're just recently we had one for the special collections librarian that wanted to take that, and it was a wonderful opportunity. So we sponsored her to go to that class, and she was so appreciative. And we've got another one coming up too. So we try to help out with that, and where the budget doesn't, meet the needs there. So we're willing to help out. But most of the money is earmarked for new books and materials for the library.
Yeah, and that's good, because we know to know that our acquisitions budget, we call that in library land, the money that we use to buy books, is subsidized by you guys. And tell them how much money you gave us last year.
Well, last year, just for the books now, this didn't include the tuitions that we did. We really outdid ourselves.
You did.
Hopefully we will do something, as good. But in 2016, the check that we wrote was $20,000.
That helps
to the Williamson County Libraries to buy those books. Now, for 2017, I think we're doing pretty good.
Excellent.
We might beat that. I hope so.
Excellent. I do too.
We got one more book sale.
Well, one of my favorite annual events, real quickly, is the December event.
Annual meeting. Yeah, the Friends annual meeting. And the Friends members meet, that'll be December the 7th. That's a Thursday. And we meet and have an annual meeting, and we have an author speaker. Yep.
It's just the sweetest event. I just love it every year.
Angela Britnell is the author this year.
Yes, and she's one of our volunteers.
Yeah, she's a romance writer, and if everybody's got a book club like mine that read all those World War II books, somebody said, no more World War II. I said, okay, let's have some happy endings. And Angela has happy endings in her books. So
well, Debbie, thank you so much for joining us today. And you guys do a fabulous job, and just watching you makes me tired sometimes.
It makes me tired.
You've got a lot of energy. The group, but if you want to get to know a lot of very kind, sweet people and work for a good cause, join the Friends.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
All right, thank you very much, and we'll be right back.
When I lost my sight, the only thing I had was reading.
Whatever your needs are, 99.9% of them can be met by the NLS program.
You can choose from large print or braille or audio.
It's a free service. It's amazing how much you can get.
For information about the Braille and Talking Book program by the National Library Service for the Blind and Physically Handicapped, Library of Congress, visit loc.gov/thatallmayread.
Thank you so much for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedule. We've had some very special guests today, and I would like to thank Jeffie Nicholson, our Adult Services Librarian. I'd like to thank Debbie Eades, President of our Friends of the Williamson County Public Library, for joining us and talking about special October events and their love of reading. So thank you so much for joining us today. Follow us, and don't forget, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/WCPLTN. Also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/WCPLTN, and find out all the happenings at the library. You can sign up for our weekly newsletter at ref@williamson-tn.org. So let us know how we're doing. Follow us and find out about all the exciting things that we're doing. And until next time, explore your world and read.
Out of the Wild by David Harris. Sound ricochets through the valley, across the river, bank to bank. From the porch you hear the wails that sound at first like sirens. The dog rises, nervous, and sniffs and stays close. He knows his cousin's call. Just beyond Manhattan's nighttime glow, coyotes haunt these hills. In the morning, you grab the train for Grand Central while wildness sleeps in your backyard.